Waited.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Happy
hey.
Tuesday.
Hey, Gear Gryden, I have a question. Why isn't this 2 hours? Hey, Kelly Mickelson Family Homestead and Gear Gryden, you always make me laugh.
I know it. Me too. Hey, Gear Gryden and Mickelson Family Homestead. Good to see you all. And we have Ginger with Not For Nothing Homestead. Welcome, welcome, Ginger.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you.
Happy to have you joining us.
Oh, notification went out. Quick today.
Yeah.
That's
How
good.
was your weekend?
We have baby turkey number 8 hatched this morning.
Woohoo!
This year, they are like little powerhouses. They are busting out the eggs.
That is awesome. Hey, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Good to see you all.
Like no sign of pipping, and then boom, hatched out.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
Hey, Milk and Honey.
Yes. Hi.
How was you all's weekend?
Good. It was hot.
It was rainy here. Very rainy.
Here too.
Mm-hmm.
Here too. Go ahead, Ginger.
We were supposed to get some rain, but every time it got close, it just looked like it just fizzled out right before it got to us. I was like, really? Come on, give me just a little rain.
Yeah, we actually, and Tammy, you're going to be blown away. We got over 2 inches.
Yay!
Finally.
Oh yay.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah. We've been in a drought since 2019 here. And the rain misses us every single time. And even snow, I just got the snow totals for all the blizzards that we had here in South Dakota that missed us. And they were record-breaking snow totals for so many areas, and they missed us.
No. But if it's up above you, don't you still benefit?
We do, because the snow melt runs down, but a lot of it was south of us.
Oh, I see.
The other thing is the well doesn't, wells get replenished through the water table and all that. And so we really need it. But I will say this, it was like a misty day, Sunday or Saturday. One of the days was really misty all day, and we really didn't get accumulation, but gosh, it was just so nice to smell rain and feel it.
Right?
It's just so rare.
Yeah. I hear you. That's awesome. Yeah, we had lots of rain here. I mean, lots of rain. And I've got tomatoes outside and that I'm worried about, with too much rain. I've never had to deal with this before. This is new to me. Hey, Two Doves, Bees and Gardens.
What's too much rain?
It is. Two Doves, Bees and Gardens. I've been making some stuff. They won a prize from me on a live that I was on. And so that I was on with, who was I on with? I want to say Rich Cat Ranch, but it wasn't Rich Cat Ranch. Or wait, yes, it was. It was Rich Cat Ranch. I was on a live over there, and she was doing drawings. I went ahead and donated a gift. So, Two Doves Bees. I've not forgotten you guys. I've been busy making stuff.
I am going to grab a sweatshirt, if you don't mind.
You go right ahead. Hey, thank you for the reminder, Stephen, the Backwoods Misfit. Appreciate that.
Yes.
It was Rich Cat Ranch. Yep. Just wanted you all to know I did not forget about you. So, Ginger, do you want to share with everybody a little bit about where you're located, a little bit about your channel?
Sure. Yeah. We're in North Georgia. So we get a lot of really good weather, but we have a lot of really big challenges as far as the soil, as far as growing things. And we love to.
I think we lost her. We'll give her a couple of moments to join us back in here. How's everybody else doing? How was you all's weekend? Did you have a good Mother's Day weekend, everyone? We lost Ginger, so we're waiting for her to come back.
I saw that. I apologize. I had to get a sweatshirt. I had a t-shirt on because it's warm outside.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting here in my house and it's cool.
That's okay, Ginger. Here she is.
I don't know what just happened. My computer just went, "Ba-doom."
Oh,
And so if it
That's
happens again, I'll jump on my phone and that'll make it easier.
No worries.
But I don't know what was the last thing you heard.
you said we're located in northern Georgia.
Yes.
What
So
growing zone are you guys in?
we're in 7B. I mean, I'm
Okay.
sorry, 7.
Hey.
Yeah, 7B. I was going to say 7A, but I think we're 7B. But the soil is our biggest challenge. That's, just clay and a lot of rocks and stuff. So we do a lot of gardening in containers. So, but we have 18 acres and we like to hunt. We like to fish. We can and preserve in all manners except freeze dryer. I don't have a freeze dryer, so we don't do that. But we dehydrate and can, and all of those things. So we dabble a little in everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Charles at Fallen Arkansas Veterans came in the chat, and yesterday was his birthday. So happy birthday, Charles.
Happy birthday. Yes.
Awesome. Hey, good times, Homestead with Jen and Steve and Suburban Hillbilly. Good to see you all.
Hey.
What kind of soil do you all have there, Ginger, that you're battling with? And you mentioned you got rock too. Is that a problem as well? That's what Jen was asking.
It's red clay and rock. And that's why part of my about section, I said it feels like we live on Mars sometimes. So you're either hitting red clay, which is hard as sin to get through when it's hot, or you're hitting a rock. I mean, you can go to put a post in with like a post hole digger, and you get down and you're like, okay, we're going.
Yeah.
Put the brakes on. We're gonna have to change over a little bit. So.
And that's the worst because you change over so many times. And I don't know about you, but we do ours by hand with the pounder,
Yes.
And it's like you do that pounder and you hit that rock, it just goes through your whole body. Because we should have called our channel Roots and Rocks.
Yes.
Because when we hit rock, we hit granite outcroppings like boulders.
Yeah.
But we don't have the red clay, but we have soil that is, I don't know how to describe it. So because of the dry climate and the low humidity, the soil, when it does rain, cakes over and then doesn't absorb.
Yeah.
So people say deep water your garden. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to stay at the top level, and that's it.
Because you could water it after it cakes, and then you could water it for 20 minutes.
Yes.
And then you go like this with your hand to move it, and it's all dry underneath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys trench? So like the Arizona way of gardening, when you're doing ground gardening, which I just did above when we were in northern. But when I was in the valley and I had a ground and I had good dirt, but I did still garden in the ground because of the good dirt, even though it was so hot and dry. So we trenched there. And it's not something I've noticed people aren't doing that everywhere else. So you meaning, what you do is you dig a trench. So like you dig a trench kind of like this, like you're going around and you've got your rows. And sometimes you'll even have it look almost like a checkerboard because you'll trench in between the plants. And then when you water your garden, you put the hose in the trench and that's how you water. And then it basically irrigates the whole garden around the plants, not on them.
Fascinating.
And that's that was just how I learned to garden there. That's how everybody does it. I want to say everybody, but I guess maybe there's people that don't. I don't know. I just know that's how I was taught and that's how we did.
Nice.
Because it's so dang dry. When you water, you want the water to last as long as possible, and it's so hot there. But
Yeah.
you should try that if
Trying
ever
to
you
get
go to
all the way
garden.
down to the roots.
Yeah.
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 That's a good idea, Tammy, because I know last week we talked about the cloth, the weed cloth, and I have some extra that I had used in the greenhouse. It's not quality, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to do that this afternoon. But one of the things that we haul water for the garden, and we do that because, I mean, I went through that whole tank. What is it, 300 gallons for the garden because I got to soak it.
Yeah. Hey, Canadian Family Life.
We did the trench method. Now, we always do that with our potatoes anyways. And it makes it a little easier to mound them up when it's time to do that. But this year I did that with our patty pans too. And that's working out really good. And it works out really good, especially when we have a lot of rain. Because then that rain goes directly in those trenches. It will like come down the side of the mountain and it just goes directly in those trenches and stays in there. So that is, I do like doing the trenching. I also like, I don't know if either of you are familiar with M.I. Gardner. He does a core planting method. We do that a lot. And that actually saved our tomato harvest last year. It was really good and it was very simple to do. And so we had a bumper San Marzano crop last year because of that.
That's awesome.
What's the core planting method?
So you have like a layer of dirt, and then you take a section, like if you have a big garden, just say you're planting this way, you take a section right down the middle, and before you get all your good soil in there, you'll take that section and you'll put in decomposed straw. Like you get a bale of straw and let it decompose for like 6 months, where it's like goop, where you'd really normally throw it away and discard it. But it's really all soaked up all of those, all of that water and gotten really mushy and stuff. And you pack that right down the middle, about 12 inches down from what you're going to pile on top of it. So then after you put that in, you put your regular dirt on top and then plant your plants. And then when they need that extra water, they tap into the straw, and it actually helps aerate the soil a lot too, and all the plants can get to it. So
that's awesome.
It saved us on watering so
trust
much.
You could do that with like leaves or something too, right?
I don't know. I know
mulching
he particularly does it with straw or something like that. Yeah, because of the way it I think holds the water. The straw holds the water. But I'm one of those. I'll try anything. If it's gonna work, I'm gonna. It's better than not trying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know where it's gonna try anything.
That's true.
Well,
hey,
I'm laughing because, first of all, I really love, Tammy, that you talk to people locally and got information, because I laugh because we asked people locally and they said, we asked them what they did for their gardens and they said, you can't garden here.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, but it's true. People have moved from here when they retired to the town south of us because it's a lot hotter because of the elevation change. So it's really funny because that's the feedback we get, which drives me crazy.
Yes.
But I just planted my tomatoes in my first greenhouse, which is early for us, so I have to be careful. But we put raised beds in there, and I'm super excited. So I got 21 tomato plants in
my goodness
greenhouse using square foot gardening.
That's
Oh,
exciting.
that's
Hey,
nice.
LP.
Yes.
That's
Hey, LP.
exciting. Man, I thought I was doing good with my 10 tomatoes. I
I
got
have more. They're in the other greenhouse waiting to be planted.
awesome. Very awesome. So we have a question here from
That
Kathy
is.
at Beach Cat Ranch. Tips on fertilizer. If I'm using composted horse manure already, do I also need fish emulsion for my squash or other plants too?
For squash, I don't know. For me, I can grow squash here, so
Me too. Well, in Arizona, I've always been really good at growing squash. I don't know. It feels like squash is always, they're like, for me, a patch it on the back kind of plant to grow. Like they're gonna,
Mhm.
like great job with this
Yes.
one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know that you need that for squash. Um, Trying to think of other plants that might be finicky or particular or something. But I don't know. Composted
Mhm.
horse manure might just do ya. You could see how it does this year and then evaluate and check back for next year. That's my response. Ginger and Lisa, I don't know if you guys have anything extra.
thanks, LP. Ginger, do you have
Um,
anything extra?
I would say, experiment. Do it on 2 plants and not on 2 plants, and then see how
Mhm.
which one goes better. That's that, it goes back to
Mhm.
that. Give it a try.
Right.
But don't do it on your whole harvest because you don't know. It may not go well.
Mhm.
Suburban Hillbilly said fish emulsion is nitrogen. It's good for leaf growth, but not for blooms which produce the fruit.
Mhm.
For me, squash. I don't. But I fully agree with Ginger on not doing the whole thing, and
Yep.
also um, experimenting. Because I'm going to be real. What do you think I've been doing for the past 3 years here?
Yeah.
Because in New England, when we were in Connecticut, I could scatter seeds, and the soil was so rich that everything grew. You didn't have to have skills. You just had to throw it out there, just like
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
North Carolina, good to go.
Hmm.
But here, it literally takes some experimenting. And if I didn't do some rogue experimenting in the 3 years that I was here, we wouldn't be at the place that we're at now. Because last year was our best year yet.
Hmm.
This year, I am hoping that greenhouse yields me at least double, if not triple,
Oh,
of what I had last year.
That'd be awesome.
But I also know it may not.
yeah.
Mhm. Yep. I
You
am
never know till you
companion
try.
planting with my roses this year, and I did it with every one of them. We'll see what happens. They're really well established roses. Um, they survived, most of them survived our Arctic blast. And I researched it, what you
Oh,
could companion plant with your roses. So I did it. I made use of them. One of my roses did die. So I planted tomatoes in that big barrel. Waste not, want not. I got space. I'm going to use it for more tomato plants. But it's always an experiment every year. This year, I'm probably companion
it is.
planting more than I ever have because I'm not looking forward to the dreaded bugs, all the bugs I'm going to have. So I have been throwing marigolds. And remember, I said marigolds, they attract those dang Asian lady beetles. And I don't want, but you know what? Now that it's spring, they're nowhere to be found. I don't even see
Mhm.
them outside of my garden.
I
So,
Yeah.
only saw them. The only time I saw them was honestly in Connecticut. I told you we used to be we had an infestation of them
yeah,
every year,
yeah.
and we would get them in October during
Yep.
the Indian summer kind of thing. Um,
Hmm.
we'd have a frost, it would get
Mhm.
cold, and then all of a sudden October we'd have a warm period,
Yep.
and they would swarm.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's exactly what happens here. And
Do you
then
have stink
Yep.
spring,
bugs too?
I haven't seen them a whole lot. I think I saw one that I thought was maybe a stink bug.
Ginger was making a face, so I bet you she's got a ton of them.
Yes, that was my biggest thing last year. I had to do a second crop and wait a couple months for the yellow squash because the squash bugs or stink bugs or whatever, they look the same, they smell the same when you squish them to me. They just absolutely decimated my yellow squash. So I had to wait,
Yeah.
let them go away and run their course. But those beetles, yeah, I think they were here right when it started getting really hot. So I'm going to say probably June. And they swarmed and just ate the leaves off I have two like bushes. They're not hydrangeas. They're something else. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but they're flowers. That and a cherry blossom tree. And they're all three together. They just, I mean, I could go out there and touch it like that. And they would just, it seemed like millions were flying. And I tried everything to get rid of it, but I couldn't.
Oh my goodness. So marigold seeds all around the border. Lisa, you've planted tons of marigolds. I'm still planting tons of marigolds, and I'm popping garlic in the ground. Even if I know it's too like late or early or whatever, I'm putting it in the ground mainly just for pest control purposes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, to see if that helps. I've got a couple barrages going. Anything that I can think of, and some of the herbs that I'm growing, like
Chives are very good.
Yes, I'm doing those too. The chives. I'm
Yep.
glad you said that because I forgot about those. I sprinkled those around my roses also, just because I love the garlic chives. They're just amazing. I like to cook with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of doing all of that. So
And they make
those are
beautiful
great.
flowers. They're beautiful purple flowers that come out of the chives when they go to seed. They're gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, so Jen, she drops garlic around the fence. Have you heard of a kudzu bug? Anybody know what that is? We had someone asking.
Yeah.
Suburban
Kudzu
Hillbilly
is
can tell you. I know what they are. I've seen
yeah.
them when I lived in North Carolina.
Yeah. Oh,
Every time
okay.
I hear
So,
kudzu, I think of just because I lived with it in North Carolina.
mhm.
Like that stuff takes over, right?
The
It's
vine
so
that ate the
invasive.
south.
Oh, it's crazy. And it's so funny because it goes from like dead to across the road.
Wow.
Yes.
And you ever see that commercial? It was the one where the guy, you know, the Allstate guy, he was
Yes.
acting like the girl
Mayhem.
driving the pink car.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He
Mr.
did this thing
Mayhem.
about something about kudzu, and it was like creeping across North Carolina, and he was going kudzu, 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 kudzu.
You know, I
Horrible.
think the first time I heard of kudzu, I actually bought it online in powder form because it is supposed to be very effective for cluster headaches. You can also use it as like an arrowroot substitute
Wow.
or like cornstarch substitute in powder form. I had no idea it was the vine that ate the South, and I was talking to my sister-in-law who
I
lives
love that.
in Kentucky, and she's like, "The vine that ate the South."
It's true.
It
I'm
is
like,
so
"What?"
true. Yep, it is so true. I think they brought it over and thought they would grow it for cows because it grows so prolifically and takes over. And turns out the cows hate it.
Yeah.
So
Bummer.
there you go. And now we're stuck with it.
I'm going to say one thing about this comment here with lemon balm and peppermint. So we have wild lemon balm growing on different parts of the property, which I'm freaking thrilled about. That'll be the next thing I'm cooking with and sharing a video about. But I was reading on this, and I love these little books called Urban Garden. I'll share it on the next time I'll have one with me. But I was reading in there, and somebody was asking, how do you keep peppermint contained when you're growing it in your garden? And basically, that's what I think has happened here. I think that initially it was planted in the garden, and that somebody let it go to seed. And so it's like off on kind of in the woods and off over there behind in another garden bed down the way. It's everywhere. So if you do, even if you put it in a container, you can't let it go to seed. You'll have it everywhere like I do, and I'm loving it. But, you know.
Yeah. Spearmint and peppermint both do that.
Yeah, they said all the mints will do that. And lemon balm, spearmint, peppermint, lemon balms in the mint family. So that one does it too.
Yes.
Oh, here's somebody share with us what a kudzu bug is. Little green bug. It's in the stink bug family, and they destroy your garden. They tend to go for green beans first. Ay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I never had the kudzu on my property, so that was or within vicinity, so we never had that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Lori's World.
Hey, Lori's World. So Jen chimed in. Kudzu is medicinal. Yep. I even saw they do something with it for weight loss. I don't know. Y'all have to do your own research. I haven't. I wasn't interested in doing it for weight loss, but and something about if anybody's going to quit drinking, or was it just alcohol? Like if you do put kudzu in your diet somehow, then it makes cutting back on alcohol easier. I remember that one too. A couple of interesting things about kudzu, but I'm not remembering details. Don't trust me on anything. Go do your own.
Ask your doctor if you're coming off alcohol.
Yeah. If you use any pesticides, spinosad is good for stink bugs. Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. I don't know what
I got my little pen and notepad, so I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that. And Suburban Hillbilly is in Georgia. She's a little bit south of me, a couple hours south of me. So I'm definitely, if it works for her, it would probably work for me. So
yeah,
right.
I'm assuming it's something we can get off of Amazon. Because I don't think I've ever seen that in like your box stores where you get your fertilizer and stuff, but I've never looked for it particularly. So I'll definitely have to try that.
I use Kelzyme for fertilizer and I love it. I used it last year. We were sponsored by them on the podcast, and we used the stuff, and I'm convinced that was one of the reasons why we had a great year last year.
No kidding.
And I still have some, and I put it in the base of the tomatoes when I dug holes, and then I also sprinkled some on top. Because I had a full bag left over, and it's all natural. I mean, so it's not like, so if my chickens can't get in the greenhouse, but the point is if I use it elsewhere and they eat it, I don't have to worry about them dying.
Yeah.
I really would like to get a super sack of it, which is a ton, to throw on my pastures, but I just haven't been able to swing that yet. But because then I can let the pigs in there and not have to wait 30 days after rain.
Yeah. Is it got equal amounts of the NPK in there?
What it is it's all natural
Hey, Huga.
fossil. Hold on, because rather than me just spouting off, let me tell you, it's minerals basically. And it's high in calcium. And I'm just waiting for their website to come up.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I was wondering about that when you mentioned it earlier, Suburban Hillbilly. Thanks for.
Oh, here it is. So, hold on. So it's got a high calcium content, and it also produced by the fossilization of a large bed of ancient sea kelp.
Huh.
And so it's got a lot of different minerals in it, but basically calcium is what's needed for the physiology of the plant.
Huh.
Not just tomatoes, all plants.
Yeah.
It's like the building block. So
yeah,
I put that stuff on everything. Or as I used to tell Stina, the rep, I used to say, I Kelzyme the crap out of my garden. Hey, when I had tomatoes growing in here last year, I threw some Kelzyme in the hydroponic water. The first ones to bloom were my Kelzyme tomatoes.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm picturing like you could do that like advertisement. Kelzyme crap with a K. Kelzyme the crap out of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
That is awesome. I have not used any. So other than a compost, I haven't used any fertilizer on anything this year.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works for me. I was thinking that a little bit later, maybe I could use some goat manure because you can use that fresh. It doesn't have to be aged because nothing is going to be really aged at this point. We haven't really got our compost set up. I don't know, not the way that I want it anyways.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, but goat manure you can use cold, I was told.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll do that mid-year for something. Might try that Kelzyme. Is there a certain, if you do it mid-year or like mid-season for your plants, is that okay, Lisa?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do it. I do it in the beginning when I plant just so that they adjust and they've got a good foundation.
Yeah.
If something's looking a little off, then I do that. I also got some fertilizer from our local greenhouse, which is a 20-20-20. But all of our, the old greenhouse has all new compost and raised beds.
Mm-hmm.
The new greenhouse will have all new compost in the pots. My outdoor pots will have that. And then the garden we added to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we've been building that soil for the past almost 4 years.
Yeah. I'm hoping a lot of the garden beds that I'm using, I pulled some things out of there and I don't know, it seemed to be really good dirt. There was worms in there, like the good ones.
That's good sign. Yeah.
And I was feeling like this might be good just the way that it is. See. We'll see how it does. This is a huge experiment everywhere with everything that we're doing, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Gwen, Broke Cowgirl Homestead, good to see you.
Hey, Gwen, Suburban Hillbilly, I had to look up what azomite is. Just looking briefly, it looks the same. What I'll do is I'll drop the link in there if you want to look at it. But I buy there's micronized and there's another kind. The micronized is powdery. The other one is more like granulated. So I'll look up the Kelzyme link. I'll put it in there.
Yep, Huga Homestead. Rabbits are good.
Yes.
Yep. And Broke Cowgirl Homestead, so Gwen, you're the one that I learned about being able to use goat manure like cold without it having to be aged on the garden. I might try that this year. We got plenty of it.
I got a lot of rabbit poop from a friend.
Awesome.
So I put a lot of rabbit poop out everywhere. So hopefully that's going to go well for us here as well. But yeah, she has a little saying. Actually, her husband has a saying. If it's pellet, you can sell it. If it's wet, let it sit. And that way you know what you can use right away and what you can't.
Yep.
As far as going in your garden. So
okay.
That's cool.
That is.
Yeah, it is. I was like, wait, say that again. I want to memorize this.
We don't have rabbits, but that's the only reason why I would probably want rabbits is for manure.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know that I want to deal with them in the winter here.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, that would be hard. So Ginger, do you want to share with us some of what your goals are for this year?
Oh goodness. I hope to have a garden maybe twice as big. I have a little sprout house, and I have planted about 5 different kinds of tomatoes. So I have, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many tomato plants coming up. Some look good, some look fantastic, some look okay, and then you got some that look a little weepy. So I did like probably 2 times as many as I did last year. I planted 3 different kinds of 4 different kinds of cucumbers, and those are doing good. So we have a little experiment down. We have a creek that runs along the border of our property. So last year we went down there and tried a little creek experiment beside the creek, kind of a little above, but along the creek we put up a couple of panels and we planted tomatoes down there, and we just kind of tried to see if the creek would supply it with what it needed. And I think I watered to get it started. I watered it in a couple times, and from there I let it go. Now they did pretty good. We didn't get a lot of tomatoes from it, but it did pretty good. So what we did this year was we cut back some of the foliage above it because I don't think it was getting quite enough shade. Sun. Had too much shade. And this year I have planted cucumbers down there, and I put them in the ground as starts, and they are already grabbing on the fence panels.
No kidding. No worries about.
They're gonna go like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say any worries about like wildlife?
No, we don't. We didn't have anything down there that bothered it last year. I'm hoping that that's the same, but we have 2 Great Pyrenees Guardian livestock dogs. And then we also have a German Shepherd. So they kind of keep most of the things in our general perimeter at bay, keep them back a little bit.
Awesome. I love that. I want to try to grow some stuff in our woods too. That's fun.
Yeah, and we just thought we'll just see and let Mother Nature take it and see how it does. But I think with cutting back the foliage and then also changing it from tomatoes to cucumbers, they are doing so good down there. I'm like in shock. So
that's awesome. How fun.
Yes. So, and we grew a lot of peppers last year. So I've kind of quadrupled the different kinds of peppers. We want to branch out to a little bit more varieties this year. We've gotten some livestock. So that's our goals, doing some adding livestock to our homestead here. And I think that's about all we can take right now because, everybody is so super busy. Just between babies hatching, which I'm sure she knows about. You've got babies hatching. You've got seedlings coming up. You've got gardens, the beds to prep. And then you got to figure out where everything is going to go. And so
it is. Hey, real quick, I want to make sure everybody knows. So Lisa's dropped in a link for the Kelzyme if anyone wants to try that. And this is a discount code for 10% off, which is awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh,
you're welcome. I am using some that we bought, and I plan to buy more. That's this is like my 4th bag of it. That's how much I love it. So, and I put that stuff on everything. But
Frank's Red Hot. No, not Frank's Red Hot. Sorry.
But I love it. And I'm using it again. I think it's really good for the nutrients in the ground for the plants and stuff. It's funny you say everybody's busy, and usually we're really busy by now. We're not. We are, but we're not. And it's because this is the first. Well, first of all, our turkeys, because of the cold winter that was kind of extended. Usually we have hatches in April, and we didn't have hatches until now because we had to fill the incubator.
Mhm.
And the other thing is we usually have meat birds by now.
Hillside.
And we also have like laying hens. So it's funny, the laying chicks we got in March, so they're already out in the coop. Not in the brooder anymore. I've got turkeys in the brooder, which is super easy.
Mhm.
And by the way, Gwen, we had number 8 hatched today. And then and what I do is I just keep throwing them in the brooder after the 24 hours, and they seem to be doing fine because they're within the
Awesome.
same week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, so our meat birds are not coming until July. I don't think we're doing pheasants this year because we did a bunch last year. So, it'll get busier. I mean, we're planting now, but it'll get busier because the piglets will be coming. We'll have 2 litters of piglets. I think
Oh
it's
my
end of
goodness.
June, beginning of July, I think.
How
Wow.
precious.
How many
I know.
total do you know?
Wait to see them.
Last year we had 9, 2 litters, 5 and 4, which are really good for first time litters, for first time moms. We lost some, and then we're, as far as I know, they're both pregnant now. They're looking kind of chunky.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I have Norman Ginger. He was from the first litter.
Okay. Okay.
Well, the second litter, but of course now we're out of pork, but it's all right.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Ugh.
And you
That's
want to know
emergency.
something? We couldn't find feeder pigs this year at all. There were no listings for
Holy
them.
cow.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
so
And none at your local feed stores?
nope.
No?
We have
Because we've got flyers posted to ours.
right, and none.
Yeah.
We looked at flyers, we looked at feed stores, we asked the feed stores if they knew anyone. We looked on Craigslist, we looked on Facebook, even though you know how that goes. I even reached out to people. Nobody's posting like they usually do about feeder pigs here. Last year they were inundated.
Wow.
I've seen one post, and it was a guy coming from Iowa, said he was coming through South Dakota, and it was a reasonable price, but there was something about it that I think we were not able to meet him, or it was way too far. So, and yes, Norman gets a pass.
Of course.
Oh my gosh, Norman. And don't get me wrong, if the world went bad, I'd eat Norman. I would.
Okay.
That's just the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world.
But I have an opportunity to have my little pet pig. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Now, is
Let's be
Norman
real, I have
does
5
he
of them.
father any piglets? Does Norman
Excuse
father
me?
any does Norman father any piglets?
No. Norman was castrated knowing that he was going to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, knowing that he was going to be meat. Sorry, knowing that he was going to be meat pig. So we castrated him. But then he had to live in my house for so many times this winter, and he provided me with lots of entertainment during really brutally cold weather. I had big plans for Norman, but they fell to the wayside because my dog will not let him stay in the house.
But that's why you're out of pork too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Norman the meat pig, who's going to be a year old in August, is staying.
Yeah. He's adorable.
Norman, your friend.
He is my baby. They all are. I love those pigs. That's right. I fell in love.
You can,
Yeah. Everybody loves.
You can just go out and get
I'm posting a short today that. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm posting a short today just because he has gotten so excited about getting hay, just like his mama. And you got to see his little happy dance when the hay comes by.
That is so cute. Hey, Lee, thanks for coming in.
Hey, Lee. Eat Norman. Come on, Gear.
You're right. No, Norman's too cute.
He's just too fun.
We got a new Mountains Blessed. Hello. I don't know if we said hi to you earlier.
Hey there, Joy.
Yeah, he was way too adorable.
They all are, though.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They
Oh,
really are. The
our
people who
friend,
bought 3,
uh-huh.
who are right here near me, oh my gosh. They send me pictures, and I'm like, and one of them is Norman's sister, Daisy. And
Mm-hmm.
then they've got Eleanor's Rambo and Porky. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
so Lee and Maggie have, I think they're miniature feeder pigs or something like that. Lee, what do you call you guys as pigs? That need to be processed soon. That's what they've said anyways. We're supposed to
Right.
help with that, but haven't heard about that yet. But we're kind of in the same boat. Like, I'm out of pork. I was so surprised that I was out of pork.
Ginger, what kind of pig do you have?
He is well, we have two pigs that we got, and then we got another little pig. The 2 pigs that we got are brother and sister, and they are Polish Chinas. No, it's Poland China. But the
Yep.
one that we most recently got, he is a cross between a Berkshire and a Yorkshire. But I swear he looks like a Cooney. He's got
Oh,
the
wow.
shorter nose. He's got his hair is a little bit longer. But he's just the cutest thing. And he did not get the newest one. We did not castrate him. So he's going to be hopefully the breeder, but he has really captured my heart.
Aw.
he, yeah, he's such a sweetheart. And
That's awesome.
I we let our son name him, and he named him Link. So of course everybody's connecting it to Sausage Link,
Yeah.
but that's actually not why he named him Link. The new video game came out, Zelda, The Adventures of Zelda, or something. And in there is a character named Link that has something wrong with its arm, and so they can get a new arm, give them a new arm. So their arms don't look the same. And Link is exactly the same. He has one arm that's completely one front arm that is completely black and one that's completely white. So anyways, it goes pretty good. He's awesome though. He's so cute.
Oh, that's fun.
It is.
Mhm.
It is. You have pigs as well, Tammy?
No, we don't. We've got chickens and goats here. Um, I know my husband's been talking about getting some quail.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, I think, talked to him about some quail, and he's been talking about that. We talked about getting pigs this year, but there is so much infrastructure that we still need to put in place. And it was during a live with, oh my goodness, the Old Swedes Farms. And he was saying, I would suggest, he made this suggestion, Rich over there. I would suggest you guys just really work on infrastructure and the gardens and everything this year, and then get animals next year. My husband was listening when we were doing that live, and he and I talked about it after, and are thinking that might not be a bad idea.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, just to make sure that, I don't know, so that we can also take a break and enjoy ourselves a little bit with everything going on. That's a priority. That's one of the things that's on our goal list for this year. Manage to have some fun. Last year wasn't a lot of fun.
No, not at all.
It was definitely a stressful, hot year last year.
Plus we moved. So here, Lisa, they just got 8 baby quail that hatched on Mother's Day. That is so awesome.
Aw. That's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a girl that I follow a lot. Her name is Dawn Ray B, and she does a lot with quail. She is
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Dawn Ray B, I
She's
see
done it
her
for a
in
while.
chats all the time. And I'm now thinking she
Yes.
does videos. I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
oh wow, I need to really go and check out her channel. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm already subscribed just because
I think you
support
are.
subscribers that, subscribe to me. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering how long she's been doing those videos. Maybe when I first subscribed to her, she wasn't at the time or something. Do you suppose? She's been doing them for a while?
I think,
Maybe
I've been following her probably at least 6 months or better, 7
Uh-huh.
maybe. I met her in
Yeah.
Tuber Chat.
Yeah.
If you've ever been in Tuber Chat before, that's where I met her, and we've just we are religiously going back and forth, and it's funny. She's been doing quail, and she was, when I started following her, had been doing quail for a while.
Huh.
So
Awesome.
she's like an old hand at it.
Yeah.
I've been following her since she started her channel. I think I met her on
Yeah.
Instagram, so she's awesome.
And she's
That's
in West
good.
Virginia, right?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do quail either. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was seeing what Gwen was saying. She's had them twice. I don't think I'll do them again.
Why is that,
Yeah.
Gwen? I don't know. There's quail in Arizona. Years ago, my husband talked about how people would get quail. You get eggs from them, and I remember him talking about that years ago, and we never did it. We just never got quail. But now we know somebody who has quail. See how that works? So that might happen. I told him you're going to have to build. We've got to get a pen set up for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd still like to do rabbits I really want to have that experience too.
Yeah.
Of doing rabbits, and I heard
I've
they're
not
really
done
easy.
rabbits yet.
Yeah.
But I do trade for their poo. So that's always a good trade.
There you go.
Quail poo for fertilizer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
Bob White's. I'm not sure what variety it is that Dawn raises.
Are they Caternix or what's the other kind?
Oh my goodness. Huh.
There's a lot of there's a lot of different breeds apparently and stuff, but I don't know. I just think having, never say never, but I just think that having small animals to butcher is just a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'd rather butcher, a chicken that we get a few meals out of. But for Dawn, I think it's perfect because I think that her being able to butcher it as a single woman, I think that's great.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I've got more mouths to feed, so it would take more of them to feed those mouths. So, but yeah, for her, I think it works out really good.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess their eggs are pretty expensive. Who knew? I didn't know that.
Well, I might be getting some now.
Is that Suburban Hillbilly? Is that to incubate them or food, like fresh eggs to eat?
The price of eggs has gone down so much here. They were so high and now they're so low now.
Probably because a bunch of people started saying, forget this, let's get chickens.
Yes.
Let's get our eggs from somebody who lives around the corner or something,
Yeah. And, or like you said, do the chickens and then you can, compost that and their poo, compost it. And that's good for your garden too, as well, after it's composted. So it's a twofer.
Suburban Hillbilly, where are you located? What state are you in?
Georgia,
She's
right?
in Georgia.
Oh, she's in Georgia also?
Yep.
You know,
There is a lot of in
Healthy,
Georgia.
right?
Huh?
Aren't quail eggs supposed to be healthier?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they are, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have not done a lot
Every
of
now
research.
and then I fall down a rabbit hole of researching something and then, move on from there.
That's good though, because then you absorb everything you can about that one
Mhm.
thing.
Quail eggs, Gwen, or regular eggs?
Mhm.
Oh wow. $5 a dozen, get $4 for 18 pack.
Mhm. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
she
so,
made quail eggs.
oh, okay. I didn't think she had quail anymore, so that's why I was wondering if it was chicken eggs.
Mm. Oh, regular eggs. Okay, not quail eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. I'll definitely have to research that as well,
Mhm.
just to see why they're so expensive.
Mhm.
Maybe it is the health factor, the health benefits on it,
Mhm. Could be.
or maybe just because they're different.
I think they're like lowering cholesterol.
Nonsense. No, I'm just saying that because farm fresh eggs are better for you than the store bought ones.
I
So
believe it, but I never
Yes.
looked that one up. Are farm fresh eggs lower in cholesterol? You think?
they're more nutrient dense, and I believe
You
so.
can tell that by the color too,
Hmm.
right? Hmm.
Yes.
So,
Oh.
does anybody have any questions for Ginger? Believe it or not, we're like coming up on an hour already.
Bye, Charles.
Already.
Bye, Charles.
Yes.
Have a great
Bye,
day.
guys. See you later.
Have a good
He's very
birthday
good
week.
supporter.
He's awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Ginger, is there anything you want to share about anything that's coming up on your channel or anything you got going
Um,
on?
I had a video today with that was in a collaboration that was actually harvesting lemon balm. So I harvested my
Mhm.
lemon balm. It was a very windy day, so it was kind of a silly. I mean,
Oh,
there's some
how fun.
bloopers in the actual video because of the windy day. But
Mhm.
yeah, so I made the lemon balm, hydrated it, and put it in a couple of different forms for
Mhm.
longevity. So
Mhm.
go check that out if you get a chance.
Awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, that was a good
Mhm.
that one plant I ended up breaking into two when it got so big, and I've put it in my garden, and the last 2 years it's done better and better every year, and I've utilized it. I've not let any of it go to waste. And our
Mhm.
freezing weather this past year when we had -18, which is kind of
Yep.
unheard of in Georgia,
Yeah.
it survived, and I
The lemon
was
balm. So
yes,
we
I
had that Arctic blast that was like, we weren't as cold as Lisa. Poor Lisa. I
yeah,
mean, that was brutal over there. Um,
yes.
Man, what were you like, negative
We
50?
weren't ready for that. Oh,
I think the with the wind chill we were -47, but I do know that Jesse at Rustic Sodak Farm north of me was at -60 with the wind chill.
Whoa. So we were, I don't know,
wow.
negative 30 with the wind chill. It was like really cold, brutal. We'd never been through anything like it. But the
Yes.
lemon balm, I was going to tell you, Ginger, throw it out in your woods. It's
Yeah.
growing in ours. It is
Yes.
growing in ours. And the Arctic blast did not kill it, apparently. It's growing
It'll
in
survive the
two,
apocalypse.
yeah, it's growing in two separate places on the property.
Hmm.
So but both of them are kind of near where a garden bed is. And that's why
Oh,
I think that it was a case of somebody planted this and it, it just took on a life of its own.
yes. Or the birds picked up some of the seeds and took them over there or
Could
something like
be.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. That's awesome. So everybody go check out Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead if you aren't already following her. Hey, Heroic
yes.
Prepper, good to see you. And thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Ginger, thanks for
inviting
being
me.
with us today.
Yeah, this has
Yes,
been
I love
fun.
it. I love gardening and farming talk. So I already got like 3 things on my little notepad here because I always take notes of, things to either look at or get that's going to help us. So I love sharing this kind of knowledge and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, agree. I swear, every time we do a live, I'm learning something new. That's what's so awesome.
Suburban hillbilly, what a nightmare.
Yes, she left and came back to broken pipes. And I
Gosh.
had seen her in a live and she said that, and I said, well, at least our pipes, we shut the water down, and then the next day we turned it back on and saw what all pipes had broke and things like that. We had all kinds of stuff go wonky, but we really aren't used to that weather, so we weren't prepared for it. But then she said they were gone and came back to a flood. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is horrible. I feel so bad. Yes.
Yeah, that was something.
Dishwasher and a water heater. Oh my gosh.
No, that's expensive.
Hey, and it's, we're used to cold weather below zero, but even when you're used to it, it wreaks havoc because it's a nightmare. And we have, everything is frost free here. But that's a crock of, what? Because the reality of it is both of our spigots are dead. We didn't even touch the one. So it's the back of the house and we have to do that. We're on a well, so we can't leave it dribbling. Our neighbor had busted pipes and our well was out of commission for a while. So, but Ryan went down.
I think it took a lot of people by surprise, and we just weren't prepared for that cold. I mean, we're prepared for cold, like you said, but not that cold. That was an anomaly for sure.
Yeah.
Ryan went down and what do you call it? Reinforced everything, even insulated stuff more when we heard it was coming. And thankfully he did. However, like I said, we share well with our neighbor, and he's an older gentleman who doesn't like to ask for help.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Our water heater do a number on us, but it didn't cost a lot of money to have it fixed. It didn't break the thing. And we had water dripping.
Yep.
But it's on kind of the outside of the house. So my husband had to build up some insulation out there and do some stuff to prevent it from happening again. But geesh. Yeah. At least it ran through us quickly. Sorry about that, guys.
Yes. Husbands are thinking of very creative ways to combat this for the upcoming years if it happens again.
Yep. How about you, Lisa? Anything you want to share about your channel?
As soon as I can get it all together and edited, which is going to take me a while because I have to do a voiceover. We finished our second greenhouse, which is very exciting.
It is exciting.
So it's been kind of hard because I have to, because I have to do video. When I do videos, I have to be very careful not to get the new one in there, but it's just going to be hard because we were so busy working on it that I didn't want to stop and take videos. So it's one of those things where I didn't intentionally video, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I just took clips.
Yeah.
So it's going to take me longer to edit, and I got to get out in the garden today. So hopefully I'll get it this week or next week.
Yep. I've got, go ahead.
I do have
I was
one
just
more
going to say
thing
the other thing. Go ahead, Ginger.
I was going to say, I do have one more thing. I don't know why I didn't say anything about this. I am co-hosting with Nana 9 Acres a salad collab. It's called Spring Salad.
Fun.
Yeah, it's Spring Salads 2020. There's a playlist on my channel. I have a salad video that's coming out from all different collaborators every day this month. And I realized it because I just got notification that CNC Farms just dropped her video. So I got notification that she mentioned me in it. And I was like, oh, why didn't I tell him about that? there have been some amazing looking salads.
Oh,
Yes,
I love
so I'm
salads
really
this time of year.
excited
May
for
hand me down
salads.
like
Me
yours.
too.
I saw
Say
Jamie's
that again.
salad. Jamie's Country Living.
Yes, yes.
She did a
She
salad.
did
It was awesome.
Yes.
I think the other thing is real quick for the Homesteading Academy. I'm at a point where I want to throw it out there. If you're interested in being on the Homesteading Academy, email me. My email's on my about page.
Awesome.
I'm looking for creators and homesteaders to come on and teach other homesteaders. So if you have a topic that I haven't done yet, contact me, please.
Awesome. I love those. For my channel, I've got to get my garden video up. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been taking different clips. We'll put it this way. I think when I do get the video up, I'm going to have some before things started moving along in addition to things moving along because it's taken me so long to get there. So,
Yeah.
So
It's all
that's
good.
Yes.
Hey there, Blue. Good to see you, Blue
Hey,
Self-Reliant.
Blue.
Have a good day, Suburban Hillbilly.
And you got here just as we're fixing to close, Blue, but thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And Ginger, this has been a blast. I appreciate
Thanks, Ginger.
coming
Yes,
on
it
today.
has. Thank you. I appreciate it. I loved it. Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Hope you all have a great rest of your week. And we will see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.